has been quite a jump forward anyway. I mean, I have to say I love Leisure, though. I still have a very fond attraction for it. I don't know quite what it is. And it's because I was living in London at the time when it came out, and it reminds me of living there, and I'd rather be living there than here.
Really?
Yeah. I really liked it there, and I love Bang and Come Together. Those are my two favorites on that album.
I can't say Bang's a personal favourite of mine.
No?
But
I love it. There's something about, like, even She's So High, I don't know, I love it. I mean, not to say, of course, that I don't like your other albums as well. Was there a deliberate writing process that you thought that you were thinking of, like, with the differences between each album?
The writing process has always been pretty much the same. Damon's always come up with basic songs, either on demo form or that he's just played to us, and we've kind of taken it from there.
Did you feel because like Modern Life and Park Life seemed so close together, did you feel rushed or pressured to come out with Park Life?
We've never really stopped recording, even since we started Leisure. Really, we've always been constantly recording, and we've always had stuff ready well before we needed to. So we've never, obviously there's been, because this last album has done so well, there's been some pressure to keep things, you know, at that kind of level or beyond. But time-wise, there's never really been any pressure, simply because we're always recording. Whenever we have a few days off, we go into the studio and do some more demos.
You prefer being in the studio to being on tour?
No.
No? It's just one of those things?
It's just one of those things.
I suppose it's good to always keep yourself working, then you...
Yeah, we're all far too easily bored to sit around, have holidays or anything like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. After about a couple of weeks, we all start twitching, ringing each other up and asking what we're going to do next.
Have you felt any pressure from the press, like the British press, to release anything in particular, or to...
Well, no, the British press hadn't actually heard anything, so...
I mean, it's like with anything earlier, like, I mean, personally, I like Modern Life. I think it's a very well done album. Mm-hmm. It didn't receive I suppose, the attention it should have. Did you feel any, I don't know, I hate to say pressure, because you shouldn't really go by what the press say anyway, but were you curious of what the press would have to say about Park Life?
Well, we knew it was a good album when we'd done it, when we finished it. You always think every record you make is the best record ever made, so it only ever comes as a shock when other people don't say that.
That's right.
It never comes as a surprise when they do.
Did you think it would be as successful as it was?
No. Though we were very much, after we brought out Modern Life, which we thought was, and I still think is a very good record, and was underrated at the time.
I love Oily Water, right?
Yeah.
I love that song.
And when we brought that out, we felt that was, as I say, underrated, and didn't get the attention it deserved. And with Park Life, we knew that we'd made another great record. But if anyone had said, you know, Park Life will probably be in the English charts for a year, in the top 10, I'd have probably laughed. It's getting a bit embarrassing, actually. It's been in the top 20 ever since it was released. So
It was quite big over here as well. I just started at the radio station actually when it came out. It was always it's been in the CFMU top 35. It was in there for quite a while. Just out of curiosity, this may be a bit off topic, but do you have any more plans to do anything else with Letitia?
No, not really. We were just looking around for a French girl singer, and Graham was in the pub with her the night before.
And she agreed?
She agreed,
what was
because
she like
she'd had a few
with?
drinks. I can't remember, it took about half an hour. She came in, did her bits, and we said thank you very much, and she left.
Do you like Stereo Lab?
Yeah, I saw them in, was it New York, I think, last year. I thought they were very good.
Yeah, I've never seen them live. I'm more curious about them than anything else. I haven't heard enough to make a judgment, really.
I didn't think the record... I think if I'd have heard the record before I went to see them, I probably wouldn't have gone to see them, because I don't think they translated it
quite different
as well.
live?
Yeah, they're a lot harder and a lot more exciting.
Yeah. I see. I take it you enjoy working with Stephen Street.
Yep.
How did you originally start to work with him?
Well, we've been working with him really since the beginning.
Yeah.
We were just looking... We just tried out various producers, and he was the one that it clicked with, really. And when it came to record Modern Life, we again went through a bit of a process of trying out various people, and we kind of forgotten about Steve because it was so long between the first two albums. And then Graham went to a gig and met Steve there. He was just in the audience, and they got chatting, and Graham came in the next day and said, "Why don't we ask Steve if he'll carry on producing us?"
Would you?
And everyone went, "That's a good idea."
Would you say he's almost the fifth member of Blur?
No, I wouldn't say anything like that. They still want more money.
He's good at what he does, though.
Yeah, I mean, we do try and gather people around us that work, get a team together for everything, and try and change it as little as possible. That way it cuts out an awful lot of the bullshit. But every time you have a new producer, you're kind of...
You have to
the
adjust.
first week you're feeling your way with each other.
That's right.
Each one's learning what the other one's strengths and weaknesses are. And
well, you can definitely tell when people change producers as well. Like it's... You know, you can always tell the difference. I mean, you can definitely tell Carnival of Light, like the Ride album wasn't Alan Moulder behind the camera, behind
something or other.
And I kind of wish he was, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Didn't like that album at all. It was all right, but it wasn't what I...
I don't know why a lot of bands it seems to be expected of them to keep changing producers and keep, as they grow, to go and record in more and more expensive studios and, you know, go and get expensive drug habits and things. We're really not like that. Once we've found something that works, we stick with it. We've recorded all the 4 albums in the same studio.
He's I guess he's definitely like rubbed off on you as well, like musically.
Yeah, it's difficult to say what a producer actually does when you try and look at it objectively, but if he wasn't there, you'd spot the difference immediately, I'm sure. I suppose when we record our demos, we do them obviously without a producer.
Mm-hmm.
So then you can hear the difference that he makes.
How did you go about getting Phil Daniels? The same
Just
part.
rang him up.
Yeah. Was he willing and everything else?
Yeah. I mean, we were on the ascendant at the time, so there was no problem. We rang him up. He said, "All right," came down.
What else is he doing now?
He's in a play at the moment in London, in the West End.
What kind of play? Do you know?
It's a comedy kind of play thing. I haven't actually seen it. Oops.
Did it surprise you that not long after that like it just seemed like a bit of a mod revival started happening? Did that surprise you at all?
Not really, no. It was... I mean, we kind of tried to distance ourselves from it pretty quickly because we're not a mod band, and though a lot of those bands do mean a lot to us, you know, it's very easy to get yourself... It's probably the worst thing to get yourself pigeonholed as a mod band, simply because it
seems
to come and go so quickly.
Yes.
And we're not a mod band.
No, I don't think you are. Don't worry.
No,
Dave,
I was just
to let you know,
talking.
I've got Graham in the other room doing another interview because you're running a little bit behind. You don't mind continuing this?
No.
You don't mind? So
That's fine.
All right.
That's fine. Thank
He's
you.
in the other room.
Okay.
Won't be coming in to bother him.
Okay. Okay. Do you find it odd to be here with Elastica, or does it seem totally natural?
No, we know each other very well, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And we've played other things together before, so it's not a new
Over
thing.
over here or over in London? or in the UK?
In various places, not actually in Canada, I don't think.
I've never seen them live, actually. I'm looking forward to that as well. I saw you before, actually, the Leisure, when you played here at the Opera House. I saw that show. Damon hurt himself at that show, didn't he? Didn't he? I'm
It's a
pretty
long time
sure.
ago. I'm sure he's okay now.
From where I was standing, it looked like he fell off the speakers or something or other. And I don't know. Maybe it was just me. I was pretty drunk at the time as well.
I expect he was too. We went through a fairly self-destructive period around the time of the first album.
Do you find yourself sort of gaining an image of like a laddish sort of? Do you want one?
No, it's alright. Cheers.
Laddish sort of atmosphere surrounding your music, like pubs and drinking and.
There is definitely in England.
Mm-hmm.
I don't actually drink, so I'm kind of out of it really. But there is that. We do play it up.
Why not?
And why not, indeed?
Because people will jump on anything they can, right? Sometimes.
Well, it's. I don't know. It's far better to have those kind of things written about you than the kind of things Primal Scream get written about them. So.
That's true. I think they've blown it for themselves that way. Actually, it's bad. Like, I mean, it's all good fun. You know what I mean? But when it starts to interfere with what you're doing, you have to say stop. I mean, I don't play in a band myself.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Like, have fun when you can, but it's like you can't lose track of what you're doing, because that happens to far too many people, it seems. Like, all of a sudden you have so much money and everything else like just thrust upon you. What are you going to do with it? I don't know.
No, I know what you mean. And yeah, but I mean, alcohol is probably one of the less harmful things to get yourself involved with, I suppose.
Do you worry about people? I shouldn't say worry, but do you find a lot of people consider a lot of English people to just be, drunken bastards and nothing else? Like, a lot of people just seem to have an image of British people as just like.
I know. I think it's true to some extent in some kind of fields of English life. I think alcohol does play a big part in English social life in general. English culture is very much a pub culture, which perhaps it isn't to the same extent elsewhere. And Europe in general, I think, is more like that than the States.
The States is very uptight, though.
Yeah.
Like it's just a completely. Like I definitely noticed after living there after living in Britain for a couple of years and coming back, how different people are here. Like just not as relaxed, I guess, or just more uptight about things. It's not the same.
I don't know. I'm not sure the same is necessarily true of Canada. I think there's a marked difference between Canada and
the States.
And the States.
Give it time.
I don't know.
That's what I'm worried about.
Whenever we're on tour in the States and we come to Canada, I always feel a sense of relief.
Yeah.
Definitely. Just because everyone isn't quite so on the boil as they are in the States. There's a terrible pressure in the States to succeed in everything you do and for everything to be the best it possibly can be, and for your every moment to be, your leisure time to be quality leisure time.
It's reflected in the whole attitude that we are the best country in the world.
Yeah, whereas I find
else.
Canada a lot more relaxed. People are a lot more easier to get on with.
I agree too. Canada's all right.
It's all right.
It's okay. I can live with it for now. I'm just curious because, like looking at the liner notes to Park Life for Clover Over Dover, theme for imaginary film. Is there any interest in, is that just something written, or was there any interest in actually doing?
Well, it was written for a film. It was written for a film called Decadence, which came out in England a while ago. we were asked to write the film music, the theme music for it. So we did a demo. I sent it to the. I don't know. It's a long involved story, and it basically ended up. There's some confusion that we thought they wanted words, and they thought we knew they didn't want words. So in the end, it didn't get used.
What was the movie like? Did you ever see it?
Well, we saw the rush though. It was a good film. Stephen Burkoff filmed it from his stage play with him and Joan Collins. It was a really good film, actually.
Joan Collins.
But yeah. But I think he was very precious about it, and he kind of didn't want. He only wanted his words to be in the film, and the song is a kind of interpretation of the film, I suppose, vaguely. And he basically wasn't happy with it. But he gave us loads of money he gave us the money to record it, so can't really complain.
So you got to use it for something anyway.
I kind of feel like it should have been on the album, really. But
Are there any? Do you have any interest in doing other film projects? Or?
Love to, yeah.
Yeah. Like any particular directors that you really like, or?
Well, I'm a big Peter Greenaway fan. But
do you like Mike Leigh or anybody like that?
Yes, Mike Leigh. I know that stuff is well documented, really. But film music is a completely different thing. When you're recording an album, you kind of got a completely clean slate. When you're writing something for a film or working for a film,
you have to keep a particular mood in mind.
Yeah, it's a different discipline, which would be quite interesting to work at.
You seen that movie Shallow Grave?
Yeah.
I never got to see that. That played here for a couple nights. Is it good?
It was pretty good. I was expecting. The trouble is with those. Whenever there's a good English film comes out, England goes absolutely bananas about it because it's so rare. And so everyone built the film up to be far more than it actually was, and it was kind of, a nice, twisted, kind of English thriller, I suppose. Mm-hmm. And if somebody had said that to me, I'd have been very happy when I went to see it. But because everyone was saying, it's the best thing since Psycho, falling down on their knees in front of the posters and worshipping them, I was kind of a bit disappointed. But it was okay.
I noticed when I...
In fact, it was Scottish, so I shouldn't have to say English.
This is true.
Very sorry. Very sorry, Scotland.
I noticed when I was there, American culture really seems to be seeping into British culture.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think? Does it worry you, or?
I think 2 albums ago it worried me, but we kind of talked that subject to death, really. So don't really want to go over it again.
Yeah. Okay. I guess I just have another question here. About my boyfriend drew that. It's supposed to be Damon. He asked me, like, I brought his copy of Modern Life. He asked if I could get you to sign it, actually. If that's all right with you.
Fine.
He thinks you're the best band in the world.
Excellent.
He does. He'll be at the show tomorrow, so he'll probably be like just losing his mind, I'm sure. As for Maggie Mae,
mm-hmm.
I just wanted to ask why you chose that song. Is it a musical thing or a lyrical thing, or both?
God, that was a long time ago.
Well, that originally came up on the Ruby tracks.
Yeah.
And that was the Enemy's birthday. I can't remember what was it, 92?
Something like that. I can't remember why we chose that now. Sorry. It's definitely one of my favourite songs.
Really? Do you like Rod Stewart?
I like certain periods of Rod Stewart.
But now he's kind of just a
yeah, he's an old fart, but
it's no fun anymore.
No, but it's a great song, and I can't remember. There was some kind of theme to the album, I think, wasn't there?
The Ruby tracks?
Yeah.
It was all people covering their favorite.
Was it a Wide Brief then? I can't remember. Why.
Everybody.
Just because it was a good song, I think. it's difficult when you're trying to do covers. We're not really terribly good at it, and it's when you're picking a song that you really like, it's kind of hard to improve on it for yourself because you already really like it.
But you can add your own touch to it, I suppose.
Sometimes you can and sometimes you can't. I mean, you can always add your own touch to it, whether your touch ever adds anything. We've done several. We've had several attempts at doing covers. Only 2 of them have really worked out. That one and the substitute we did. Mm-hmm. We've tried various other ones and they've just been plain embarrassing.
Which ones were there?
I don't know if I can tell you actually.
Oh.
We tried Video Killed the Radio Star once. And that was probably the worst bit of recording ever done by anybody.
Well, it's a terrible song.
I don't know. It worked. I think that the song worked in the context it was in when we tried to take it out of that. That was what stopped it working. And Oliver's Army we tried to do. You know, the Elvis Costello song.
I'm not a Elvis Costello fan, actually.
And that kind of only half worked as well, simply because the way he'd recorded it was just kind of a straight band, and let the song kind of do what songs do. And when a song's recorded like that, it's very hard to add to it because the song's just working on its own right, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, covers, I guess, kind of a weird thing. Like I'm not a musician, but I almost wouldn't want to touch covers just because somebody else's. I'd be too concerned about just do it like being pigeonholed. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I don't think it's anything that we want to do. I mean, we've only ever done these for kind of as favours, really, and as for charity things. It's not something
that you'd want to do.
Want to do, yeah. It'd be the worst thing in the world to do a covers album or something. I can't imagine anything more dull. Like Duran Duran. Yeah.
That's disgusting, I think.
You know, it's just shows such a lack of imagination, really. And it's like a very, very boring thing to do in the studio as well. Especially
a band like them taking a band like Public Enemy. Like, that infuriated me because I love Public Enemy. I was furious that they would even bother. I don't know. I suppose maybe they do like it, I don't know, but I just thought, like, why?
Well, that's Duran Duran, isn't it? It's kind of...
Yeah. Well, of course, yeah, but...
Why? It's like the big question mark hanging over Duran Duran, full stop.
Okay, well, unless there's anything else you'd like to add about anything.
No.
No? Okay. I guess we can turn this off now, can't we? Okay.
It's a bit of a dinosaur, that.
Oh yeah, it's about 40, 50 years old, but I love it because the quality is actually really good. It's better than we have like cassette recorders at the station, but they just don't. And it's like, to use this on the radio, I mean, I can just use this straight. Do you know what I mean? Just straight reel, and just edit anything out that I have to, like just with the splicers. It's much easier than taking something from cassette, dubbing it onto a reel, and everything else. Because I want to try to make at least 40-minute like show out of this, like with music and everything else. So it's much easier to do it this way, because then I can just splice the songs right in as well.
Yeah.
I like it. It's kind of neat looking. It's heavy though.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It's very heavy.
It does look. I mean, you could have that in your living room and it would look fine.
Carrying it around Toronto with me was a bit ridiculous. I felt kind of